Hello, welcome everybody. So we wanted to put together this stream to do a quick about us, let everyone know where we're coming from, who we are, and what we've got going on. So just real quick, Mary and I we own Connect Esports. We're here in the Wheelhouse in downtown Dayton, in the actual building. So right in the Oregon District, the heart of Dayton, the heartbeat of Dayton. We've been open since about November, but what we're going to do is we're going to run through a couple questions, and we're going to talk about each other. We're going to talk about some games, and also a lot of our questions came from Instagram. We had some people reached out and asked, put up some good questions for us. So I'll go ahead and get started. Where'd I grow up? I grew up in Centerville, Ohio. We're just in Dayton. Went to Centerville High School, graduated, went to OU. Actually went to St. Clair my first year of school, and man, that was such an amazing. It was perfect for me because I got to do 4 straight quarters, took all my calculus, physics, all that stuff, and it transferred to OU perfectly. So I mean, St. Clair was affordable and was great. So once I got to OU, Casa Nueva, actually I just wearing my shirt. That was a good time. Mechanical engineering degree, graduated 3 years after that, and then moved back to Dayton and got a job. So after college, I came back here. I got a job at Mound Laser and Photonics Center, is where I did my internship as an engineer, aspiring engineer, using lasers to make medical devices. And then, after a couple years, they got acquired by a company called Resonetics. So I still work there, worked there the whole time. I've got a team of excellent engineers. We do quick turn prototypes for medical devices using lasers, cutting the material away. So that's my main job I continue to do. And then we are owning this business as well, and it's Mary's main job, and I'm here to be the tech guy and do all the games. So Mary, tell me about you.
Hi everyone. So I actually grew up in Ada, Ohio, about an hour north of Dayton, a very small town, and I went to a high school called Lima Central Catholic High School. And then I first came to Dayton when I moved here for college. I went to the University of Dayton and I studied marketing, communication, and public relations. And then from there, when I graduated, I moved home for about a month or so and did not have a job upon graduation. I graduated in 2014. So it was a little bit after, the 2008 recession, and it was hard to find jobs, especially in a communications field. So I moved back home and I was a barista for a little bit. But then I did find a job here back in Dayton, and I worked for a small publisher called Graydon Press. And I worked in the account management department, creating books for the scientific, technical, and educational market. It was a good jump into adult life because it was my first time completely living on my own. I had my own apartment, paid my own bills, and it was terrifying. But I got through it because I joined a group called Generation Dayton, which is a young professionals group with the Dayton Chamber of Commerce. And from there, I just made so many connections to the city of Dayton. I made all of my friends that I still have today, and we'll get into it in a little bit, but how I met Bob. And then from that, continued to grow on my professional career. So after I left Graydon Press, I started to work at a company called Hey Isaiah. So what we're doing is just getting to know both of us a little bit. This is Bob and Mary. Yeah, so once I left Graydon Press, I went to a company called Think Patented, and I worked in sales and marketing for them. And sales was not my cup of tea. It was a great experience to really push myself out of the box as an introvert, to force myself to really cold call on people and jump into situations that I wasn't comfortable with, and it pushed me to grow even further as a person. But I wanted to steer more towards the marketing side of everything, so I left Think Patented and then moved to a job called at Lion, and they make firefighter gear, and I was in their corporate marketing department. But from there, going into an office every day, I just felt something was missing in my life, and I really wanted to do something more creative and build something from the ground up, which is where we'll pick up on why we started Connect. So I'll let Bob start the next question.
How did we meet? It was Generation Dayton. It was actually one of our very good friends that I've been friends with since about second grade. Michael Allen. Hey Bob, you want to have some dinner? I do. Turns out Mary was there, and it was 4 of us. It was a little double date. and we went and saw the movie Whiplash after, getting some awesome food at Osaka, and we were singing Taylor Swift in the parking lot, just being goofy. Like, it was just I knew we were going to be friends immediately, and the friendship really blossomed after a while, you know.
I'm going to touch on the dinner a little bit. So we did a lot of group hangouts, so it wasn't like clear it was a date, but some of the questions we asked, like you ask anyone when you first meet someone, is like, where do you work? What do you do? And I'm meeting Bob for the first time, and he's like, yeah, I work at LaserWeb and live in my parents' basement. And the LaserWeb was a complete joke, but I just met this person. I'm like, who am I having dinner with right now? But yeah, through Generation Dayton, we were able to just hang out more and like became closer friends, which led to dating and then marriage eventually. So
yeah, and one of the funny things you do when you just start dating someone, we actually booked a trip on Christmas morning. We got on Groupon and we were like, wait, we can go to Germany for that price. Like, it was like super discounted. We were the last 2 tickets in this Groupon, and we were just a couple months into dating. Went to Germany, Austria, Switzerland trip, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. And you really get to know someone once you spend a bunch of hotel rooms and a bunch of bus trips around the country with a bunch of retired people.
Yeah, it was we had been dating 3 months and then booked a trip for like 6 months in advance overseas. So I guess we had a lot of faith in the relationship, and especially opening a business and all the different things we've gone through so early on in marriage has tested us, but falling back on our friendship has been like the number one thing, and like knowing that this person has my back no matter what. So it's a great business partner strategy. So that will jump into like how and why we started Connect. So I touched on it a little bit, how just being in a corporate position didn't feel right for me. I loved my job and what I was doing, and I loved my coworkers at Lion. They are amazing people, and everything that I did in that position really pushed me further professionally, but I just always felt like something was really missing in the passion behind it. And so Bob and I just continued to keep talking about it and wanting to build something from the ground up, especially here in downtown Dayton, where we have so much commitment to the city and really want to see it grow. And we both play video games. So we just started to like kick around the idea of these esports centers that are popping up all over, especially in Asia, and then out west. And we went and saw a few examples, which kept planting the seed. And then we just continued to do our research and really build a business plan around how that would look in downtown Dayton. And then I can let you touch on it a little.
Yeah, and one of our trips, I said we booked a trip to Germany. Well, we also booked a trip to Tokyo and South Korea, and that was another test, right? That was actually recently after we were married.
Yeah.
And that was, a blast. It was wonderful, and something we noticed was it was so popular. The thing to do, one of the things to do was these internet cafes in Tokyo, and especially in Seoul too, in South Korea. Everyone's jamming games, just hanging out on the internet, and it looked like a great time. And we know how important video games are to ourselves and generations above and below us. And we figured, this is something that's unique that we could bring to Dayton, and we can make it really cool just because it's a cool place to hang out, but also through the events that we could have. We could do some really cool things for the city and have some live entertainment specific to Dayton.
And that builds on the name of why we also wanted to call it Connect. So we were actually driving to our marriage, and it was in the middle of nowhere, Ohio. And we were brainstorming, what should we call this business? And Connect came to mind because that's exactly the purpose of this space, and what we're doing is how do we connect people that are already interested in video games or esports and put them into a space both online and in person. And that's exactly the events that we're trying to host and bringing people here. It's just how do we build that community that's happening right now and get people to meet new friends and just continue to grow on the momentum that's already happening.
Exactly. That's what led our mission statement is that we want to connect people online and IRL in real life, because nothing beats making friends, playing video games. The old LAN parties back in the day when you're, in your basement or whatever, like those relationships can be had here at Connect Esports. So let's go into some of our Instagram questions we received. What's your favorite video game ever? I am gonna have to choose Halo 2. I mean, I don't even think I want to tell you guys how many hours I've gotten Halo 2. It was socially and entertainment-wise just amazing, because back, what was I in, like high school, middle school? I had an original Xbox. Everybody would you get off the bus right from school, you go in the house, you say what's up to your parents, you went in the basement and you got on Halo. Everyone's already in the lobby, right? Like I was one of the last to get in the lobby because of my bus route. That's how our cycle was. You're in the matchmaking lobby, you get in and get going. So it was something that my friends and I bonded over. We played. Oh man, it was great. I really miss it. But the cool thing is, I don't have to miss it anymore. We have 8 Xboxes in that room right over there with the Master Chief Collection with all of the Halos except for the newest one. But we're gonna do some Halo 2 stuff, some Halo 3 stuff. We're gonna some mini tournaments in the future, because those are the events that, the nostalgia stuff. We want to tap into that. But Mary, what's your favorite video game ever?
My favorite video game ever is Minecraft. I love Minecraft. And honestly, I'm fairly new to it, maybe only about a year or 2 that I've played Minecraft, but it's just so simple to get into, but has so many layers. I felt like I could play on there for hours if yes, woo, Minecraft. And shout out from a user who is on our Minecraft realm. So we can all play together on our Dayton Minecraft realm, which you can find more information on our website. I'll start the next question. It's, what were some of your favorite childhood video games? So I wrote down a few of these. I want to start with a kind of a weird start, but it's Barbie.com is how I got into video games. I remember I had to get permission from my parents to go onto the website, because I was born in 1992. So the website, like being on the internet, was kind of like scary for my parents. Like, oh, what are you going to get into? So that was the threshold, the entryway into this. Some things that I was obsessed with, though, was Super Mario 64. My sister and I played so much of that game. Duke Nukem. I will challenge anyone to a Duke Nukem game and I will beat you. I have memorized every single world on the 64 of Duke Nukem. And a couple of others was Cruising USA. Once again, my sister and I would get done with swim practice and we could finish the entire game in a day, because we didn't have a save pack. So that was the only way we could get to the end. We couldn't save, so we had to commit and get to the end of the game. And then a really far throwback was Duck Hunt. We had the original Nintendo and the orange guns, and we used to put the gun up to the actual TV to make sure the sensors worked. So I guess we kind of cheated, but those are some of my greatest games.
Hey, those are all excellent. Yeah, I think back to my Super Nintendo Entertainment System, my SNES I got for Christmas so long ago, and I had Super Mario World and the little expansion bay for Game Boy Color games, and I would play golf. There's this golf game that I played.
Of course.
Oh my god, I played, and it was so simple. You just timed your swing, you'd shoot. But man, I played so much. That was great. But you can't mess with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. No one could touch me. I played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on the N64 like it was nothing. I was so smooth. We're in the second one, you could do head-to-head matches, you could do graffiti, you could do skate, horse. And gosh, my buddy Mark actually was maybe a little bit better than me, but I haven't tried the remakes yet. I saw them. I didn't download them yet, but I really hope they're as smooth and wonderful as I'm imagining. The nostalgia fact, like being all a blocky Tony Hawk running around, was kind of cool, But if it's nice and smooth, yeah, I'm definitely gonna try it out. I was thinking about getting 2 licenses for Connect 2, so people could do like graffiti wars and stuff like that. But Need for Speed Underground on the PlayStation 2 was like my favorite racing game of all time. Oh my gosh, I played that thing so much. But yeah, those are probably my favorite childhood games. Yeah, I'll take the next one. What games left a lasting impact on you because of their story or uniqueness? So the most impactful game I think that hit me was Pokemon Red, because I mean, this is early video games, right? Like you had like the simple stuff, you know, you had the Super Mario World, you're running around, but Pokemon Red, I was Ash. I was exploring an island full of these I was in the game, you know. That was the first time I really became totally obsessed and involved with something like this, and I just could not stop until I'd, you know, covered every square inch of the island, of all of the mainland, and found as many Pokemon as I could. It was just a virtual adventure that I could take with me on the car, wherever. Like, oh my gosh, I had a purple, like, monster looking with an eyeball where the light was illuminator for the screen, because, you know, at night you can't play, it was not a backlit screen, you had to have the illuminator. I remember that thing so vividly. But I'd say that one, and then second place would definitely be Zelda Breath of the Wild. I mean, I kind of stopped playing role-playing RPGs when I got into that one. I just couldn't put it. We would, every Sunday morning we'd make breakfast and play Zelda. Oh my gosh, it was a beautiful world. It was limitless. You could just keep exploring. So those are my two that had lasting impacts on me. You?
All right, so mine is a little bit odd, but it's the Nintendo 64 version of Doom. And not necessarily because of the game, but I have a story about like why that one will always have like a special place in my heart. So my dad was into video games and got us the Nintendo 64, and how we kind of got into it in the first place. And something we did when I was growing up, I was about in like middle school or so. It was one winter, every night we came home and we played that game to like get through the campaign. And so it was an experience that the both of us had, and my sister also like watching and jumping in. And Angela, if you're watching, this story is hilarious. It was the last level and the last thing we had to do, and all we had to do was walk through a portal. But every time my dad and I tried to walk through the portal, we just kept dying. And so my sister walks up and she literally, all she does is walk through the portal and finishes the game. We're like, what the heck? This is not okay. And now, to this day, she still takes all the credit for beating the entire game, when it was definitely my dad and I that did the most of the legwork, that took a month or so to get through this entire game. So it's something that I'll always keep like dear to my heart, that game, and really what video games can do and how to connect people together and bring about those like amazing memories. So our next question is, what are some of your hobbies outside of work? So some things I love to do is I love to cook. I'm pretty good at it. And love to read, and I love to do a lot of outdoor activities. Like we both bike a lot and do triathlons in the summer. Hopefully in 2021 we can pick that back up. They were all canceled in 2020. Love to box. I box downtown at Drake's Downtown, and swim, yoga, so really anything to be active. What about you, Bob?
Thanks. So hobbies for me, I mean, I love competition. I've always loved sports. I played baseball, golf my whole life. Video games naturally have competition, so it's a passion to me that we're seeing today here in this space that I couldn't, years ago I never would have dreamed we're here, but I'm so glad to be here, you know. But we love traveling. I love this Alaska hat, right? That's where her sister got married. Like, we went to Japan, went to all over the place. So we were supposed to go to Peru before COVID-19 hit. So we've got to not lose our miles. We rebooked it towards the end of the year, but we'll see how that goes. But we cannot wait to get back to Peru, or go to Peru and see Machu Picchu. I mean, one of the things on our list that we've never seen before. So, and then, I guess. I can't really think. I mean, I love sports and technology. You know, Mary's, when she moved into my house, she's like, you have just stuff like not like junk stuff, like random, like extra SATA cables for your hard drives, and like 3 different types of connectors because I wanted to see what the audio was going to sound like with these different headsets. Like, she's like, what are you testing all this stuff for? I'm like, I just want to see what's the best. So I had a whole bunch of random audio things and like computer parts and stuff. But yeah. So what's another question here? What's a surprising random fact about you? And I think my surprising fact is that I actually did an improv class and performed at Black Box down here in downtown Dayton on 3rd Street. So really miss that place. I cannot wait to see if they, how their future looks and if they can open the doors again and do some more entertainment once this all settles down. But nothing beat going to Black Box Comedy Club on the weekends and seeing some just true live entertainment, And for me, I was, how'd I get it, right? It was a Christmas gift from this one right here. And I was like, I have to do what? I have to do what? I was, I wouldn't say scared.
No, like nervous.
I was scared. I was definitely scared. You got to get on a stage. You got to just make stuff up, and people are going to maybe laugh at you, or I don't know how it's going to go, But what I learned was, it's more, it's not just saying random things. You have to listen. You have to execute. And it gave me a lot of skills that I use every day at work here and at Resident X on customer calls. But that was, man, that was fun. The actual performance was one of my favorite things I've ever done. It was great.
A surprising random fact about me is last year, and it was also canceled because of COVID, I was supposed to box in an amateur boxing event with Drake's Downtown Gym. So I do plan to do that again, hopefully. I'm not quite sure when it's going to be, but it was about like 4 months of training and sparring and getting in the ring and getting punched in the face. But it was something that I wanted to do to really push myself. So I take, fitness and being active pretty seriously, but I wanted to get back into the competitive part of that. And boxing is something that takes a lot of energy and commitment. So I really wanted to break out of the mold of what I was getting into and try something different. So hopefully I get to do it in the next year or so. The next question is, what is your favorite anime? So my favorite anime is probably Shokugeki Food Wars, and mainly just because I love to cook and I love watching cooking shows. Like, we are obsessed with Gordon Ramsay and Hell's Kitchen and MasterChef, so that's why I love that anime, and probably will be my favorite forever. But we're also watching My Hero Academia right now, and I'm really enjoying it. It reminds me of X-Men, so.
Yeah, My Hero Academy is awesome. I've only seen the first season, so I rewatched the first season with her, and now we're on season 2. It's awesome. My favorite is Hunter x Hunter. My second favorite is Steins Gate, for sure. I love Steins Gate, but Hunter x Hunter is top notch. Everyone should give it a shot. It's awesome. All right, so how does someone book a group event? That is a great question. So, actually, you take this one.
So, we host group events. If you know a group of people that'd love to come down, we have several packages available. You can book either just the console room and a group of computers, or the entire facility. And all of that information is on our website under About and then Rentals. And how you would go about booking it is you would just contact us through the Contact Us page. It emails me directly, and then I will work directly with you on dates and how many people you have, and maybe what would be the most appropriate use of the space, and how we can really get you set up and have a successful event. It could be for anything like birthday parties. We had just a group of friends come out and just wanted to, have proper distancing, so they just booked out the entire place. It could be corporate events if you want to have group bonding with your teammates, or reward teammates for that. It could be bachelor or bachelorette parties. So really anything that revolves around team building or just hanging out and playing some video games, it's going to be a great use of this space.
And to add on to that, when we chose the games that we've got here and the licensing, we chose it with that in mind. I mean, we've got about 30 games on our computers, and Connect Esports owns many licenses for almost all of them. Some of them, like Among Us and Golf with Friends, games that you can walk in with no experience with video games and start playing. We have 8 licenses for, so everyone can be playing together, and it's really what makes picking up the controllers, which we can plug into the computers, or the keyboards, and playing with people you've never played with before, like coworkers, or it gives you guys a way to connect and do something, bond, right? Like it's a cool little thing that you can do. So
the next question, we had someone ask about if we have a referral program. So if you were to bring in a certain amount of people, would you get any type of discount or benefit? And although we don't have anything like that right now, I think it's an awesome idea, and we'll just have to structure it so it makes sense. So it's something we can think of and bring to you guys if it's something you would really be interested in. And then lastly, we wanted to just wrap up about what's coming up in the next few months with Connect. So we're coming into February, and we have a Valentine's Day special where if you bring in your significant other, or even if it's just a guy or a girl date, you're just hanging out with your friends, sure, come on in. You can get a full day of gaming for just $20 for the two of you. Beyond that, we're going to host a Valorant tournament coming up. Check our website, follow us. And then as well, we're hosting a charity stream on our Minecraft realm, and we're going to be doing some type of goal. We're not quite sure yet on what it's going to be, but we'll be watching us, and then the YouTube channel What's Poppin' is going to be joining us, and it's all the donations are going to go towards a group called I Need Diverse Games, and their whole mission is how do you promote diversity in video games for marginalized groups of individuals. We had someone ask, can we play in the tournament from Cali? Yep, you can. All of our tournaments right now, especially with COVID and probably in the future, are going to be both in person and online. So your time difference may be a little different. Yeah, Jay Sheets is back. We remember you from last night. But yeah, other than the time difference, there should be no issue with joining in any of our tournaments from anywhere in America.
And yeah, the tournaments, even being online or in person, hopefully we'll have some people here playing, but they will be streamed here from the stage, the recording studio behind me as well, and then just like the multi-stream is right now to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, we'll be doing that as well for our Valorant one. So anything else to end with? So we have a peace, have a good day, guys. Hey, thank you, and thanks for watching, everyone. We just wanted to do this real quick to let everyone know, the Dayton community, who we are, how important this is to us, how important Dayton is to us in general, not just the business. And we are so excited for basically the city to, get back on its feet, and for COVID to kind of be a thing of the past, because we love the heartbeat of downtown Dayton. We love everything it has to offer. So thanks again, everyone. And tune in to our website, Instagram page, Twitch page, Facebook page, all of it. It rattles off all of our upcoming events. You can watch them live here. And thanks again. So take it easy.